About buyers who purchased a home during the pandemic frenzy. They're now faced with the fact that prices have cooled and the market has shifted. Recent numbers show about 900,000 Americans owe the bank more than their house could sell for today. 9 News real estate expert Lane Lyon is here to talk more about this morning. I know we're going to get to a positive here at some point. Quick reminder, Lane is a Denver realtor and also managing broker at Coldwell Banker. So let's talk about this peak you mentioned. What period of time are we talking about when we say people who bought at the peak?
Right. Well, this is what we call the COVID buyer boom. We're talking about the years 2021, 2022, and 2023. If you remember, interest rates were lower, demand was higher, values shot up. And now what we're finding, if you fast forward to today, we're in a situation where the prices really have stayed flat here in the Denver area, dipped a little bit in some areas, and you just don't have that appreciation to absorb things like your commissions and all of your closing costs. And so that's been a little bit tricky. I brought an example actually to show you of what one homeowner is dealing with right now. Beautiful townhome here. This is the Virginia Village area. And this seller, by the way, gave me permission to talk about this on the news. I might mention that before they left town. So the reality is they purchased in 2023, and the purchase price was $730,000 back in 2023. We're on the market now, and the list price is $665,000. So that's a pretty big difference compared to what they paid for. Now, there are some new construction in the area. This is priced to today's values, and there's a difference. I met with a young couple over the weekend who bought their first house in 2022. They put very little down, and if they wanted to sell today, they'd need to bring about $20,000 to the closing table. Not what they want to do, so they're going to sit tight for a minute.
I got to believe that's one of the worst things you have to tell one of your clients. You have to bring X number of dollars to closing. No one wants to bring money to closing.
Absolutely not.
So here's an opportunity, I guess, to kind of cool things down a little bit. How concerned should people be? Should they be legitimately concerned right now about the overall housing market?
I hear you, and understandably, you might be thinking, wow, what's happening here if we're talking about bringing money to the closing and things like that. You have to remember that we really are talking about this period of time. These are people who bought at the peak of the market in that period of time. Now they're selling at a period of time where we just haven't seen that appreciation. So overall, I would say no, this is not a panic situation. The majority of Americans are sitting on a lot of equity right now. So the number of foreclosures and short sales are relatively low. The people who are underwater, a fraction of what we've seen in the past. So don't make too much of this. The reality is if you don't have to sell, don't worry about it right now.
There is still a group of people who probably do have to sell. So what's your advice if someone did buy in that peak period? So let's say they bought in 2022 and they have to sell today for some reason. Maybe they're moving out of the area. Well, what's the best advice?
Right. This is where mindset comes in. And I think we were just talking about you making this move around this time because the truth of the matter is there is value oftentimes in improving your quality of life, making a life change, and keeping in mind if you're selling in this market, you're also in theory buying in this market if you're getting a replacement home. Also ask your realtor, this is important for a net proceed sheet. So when you sit down, your realtor should be able to say, hey, if we sell at this price, minus all your fees and commissions, you're looking at this at the bottom line. And also important, price based on today's market. I know you want to price based on when you bought or what your proceeds look like. It's important to price based on today's market so you don't sit on the market too long. And I might say if you're a buyer out there, before I go, take note because there is that old adage, buy low, sell high. And so there are some real opportunities if you're in the buying game right now. Hint, hint.
Some great advice this morning, Lane. The day after the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us here on a Monday morning.
Yeah, you got it.